Welcome back here at 1012 on the 6th day of December. Karen Swanner joins me now, well, because it's time for us to de-stress. Okay, listen, the kids are driving you nuts. Your neighbor's getting ready to report you to the authorities. You know, we get it. But I fell in love with something called Float, and it was over in St. Louis next to my old work, and I started going there, and man, it changed my life. And then I got an email back from Karen because you own FLOAT Edwardsville now. How cool is this?
I absolutely do. And it's so funny because I was kind of a naysayer when it came to floating. I had no idea what it was about. And I walked into FLOAT Edwardsville and I asked for a donation because I was doing this big promotion. I was sponsoring a race. And they said, you have to try it. We're not going to give you a donation until you try it. And I went, oh, I don't know. You know, I'm a hyper person. Is this really going to work? And I got in the float, and it was like a miracle. Absolutely a miracle. And I was sold on it. And, you know, all the healing properties from a mental side to a physical side. So within a couple months, I actually bought it.
And see, that's incredible. Now, that's a heck of a sales pitch they put on you. You know, try it out, and we'll give you some sponsorship dollars, and then you own it. Take us through just a brief overview for all of our listeners that are, you know, tuning in and maybe have never done it before. When you walk in, and, you know, there's a couple of different options that you guys offer, but just for the float itself, I mean, this is something that changed my life. My muscles felt better. I didn't feel like a 90-year-old man. I was able to be, you know, just relaxed and calm for weeks. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, well, as you know, and we know each other from soccer as well. So, as you know, soccer is a little bit hard on your body. So I have the same reaction. You know, from all the running that I do, there's some, you know, physical attributes. My muscles are already sore, are always sore, and this is really good for lactic acid buildup, but it's good for so many other things. So it has really two properties. So there's a sensory deprivation, which is really the de-stressing property. So when you come to FLOAT Edwardsville, you open a door into a room, and we have a shower and all the amenities and a bench to sit your clothing, and then you open another door, and we have a 10 by 10 like room. So you're actually going into a room. So it's not one of those pods that, you know, floating. Sometimes you go into a pod, but this is actually a room that you go in, and it's big enough you can do one person, or we offer couples floats as well. But you cannot hear. If you turn the lights off, you can't see, you can't smell, you can't. So all your senses stop processing. That means your brain gets an opportunity to regenerate itself. So that's the de-stressing thing. And then it also offers this creativity. When I walk out, I actually feel extremely de-stressed, but also very creative.
Right.
Also very creative. Like my brain is, you know, I want to do things, I'm inspired, and I have all these creative things. On the other side of it, it is good for, we have people that come in that their doctors recommend it for extensive chronic pain, so they come in and do that. It's good for arthritis, it's good for muscle inflammation, it helps with lactic acid buildup, and so it helps heal that. I mean, there's just so many things. And we have 1,500 pounds of commercial-grade magnesium going into that tank. So
I didn't realize it was that much.
1,500 pounds, yes. It's a ridiculous amount. We have salt stored in our basement, and they're 50-pound bags. So, like, we change it quite often. And we do a filtration system after every customer. But if you imagine that, and so that magnesium has such a huge healing property, and it continues to stay in your system and heal you long after you've actually left the float. And it also has, you know, the anti-gravity. So no matter what you do, you can't sink. You're just floating.
That's what's so cool. And I saw something the other day. It was kind of a cool little segue that an individual that's, you know, a big professor in, you know, nutrition, and it says that we don't even get nearly the amount of magnesium we need in our everyday lives, that we're so, you know, I guess deficient in magnesium that it's just kind of, it's really alarming. And this is a great way. And to me, when I go in and I left the first time, my anxiety, because I have a little bit of an anxiety problem, it all went away, and I was able to think a little bit, breathe a little bit easier. But it doesn't stop just at the floating. You guys have an infrared sauna. Listen, I get it. I went to school for this guy. I get made fun of on my text line all the time. But you have, can you say that word for me?
Infrared sauna. I have a master's in journalism, so I gotcha. Don't worry about it.
That's why I have Karen here. All right, take me through this before I botch it some more.
Okay, so infrared sauna. So that also is another natural healing, right? So infrared saunas are good for boosting immunity. When COVID was running rampant, we had a lot of people that booked infrared sauna because what it does is it helps your immune system boost itself from the inside out. So it's not, you know, some other saunas, they have, you know, you go in, there's the coals, there's the steam, but this heats your body from the core.
Yeah.
So it boosts your immune system. It's really good for your skin. It really has some detoxing properties. There are so many healing properties with this as well, and it's really good to pair these things. So we also recommend, and we're offering some packages. We do our holiday specials, but we're offering some packages. We call them individual spa packages, where you can actually do do a float, you can do a sauna, and you can do a massage because we have massage therapists there as well.
Okay, now I'm ready. You sold me. You sold me. Coming, I mean, to me, that's why I love having you on right now because, for so many of us like me, we're a little bit late getting gifts. And this is a perfect idea for and not even just anyone specific. It could be for everybody in your family if you wanted it to be. And take us through these holiday packages because there are some really good deals in this.
Mm-hmm. So one of the thing that I was just talking about, the individual spa packages, we have 3.
Perfect.
I believe it's Santa's Serenity. It's the one that it's 60, 60, and 60, or 60, 60, and 30. And those for people that, know what they want. They've experienced it before, and this is just a great way to get all 3, and we give you a huge discount on those. For people who may be newbies and they want to try it, I believe that's Frosty. No, that's Rudolph. Rudolph. It's Rudolph. Rudolph has that, right? So Rudolph, you offer, it's a 30-minute float, a 30-minute sauna, and a 30-minute massage. And if you've never had that before, that just gives you a taste of what, what these products and services are. And then we also do facials as well. So we have something that has a massage, massage and a facial. So you can do that package as well. We have couples floats. We have that's buy 2 get 1 free. We have regular floats, buy 2 get 1 free. We have sauna packages. Wow. So at the holidays we offer it all, and we package these nice little third of a sheet laminated kind of Christmas decorated things, so you can put them in an envelope. You can actually give them to somebody as a Christmas present.
That's the biggest problem I have giving gift certificates and things like that, because sometimes it's like, all right, this looks like I just printed it off myself. Can I draw a crayon on it with a snowman? Give it to. But by the way, it's also impressive. She handed me the sheet of paper so I could see it, and you named all of those off. That's an A+.
Thank you.
But I mean, this is a lot of great value because you see sometimes, some companies might give you 10% off of your deal for Christmas, but I mean, you're really giving some value with this. I mean, we're talking upwards of $60 off on some of these packages I'm looking at now, and then or $40 off, and then it goes up to $30. This is great. And what's even better about this, let's set the table the right way. Your family's a part of this with you too. I mean, that's what's really neat about this. How has it been having your sons with you and kind of making this a family venture?
Well, it's awesome. It's awesome because, just me alone. I mean, you'd try to be a lone wolf. I have 3 master's degrees. I think I can do everything, but, you really can't. So now that my family has a vested interest in it, I have a lot more sweat equity, I would say. Right? So there's a lot more sweat equity. When we wanted to buy our season tickets for the new soccer team, this was part of it, right? You have to earn your money through working in this business so we can have season tickets. But no, it's great. My son and his girlfriend do a lot of hands-on things. She actually created that flyer, which is great.
Looks cool.
Thank you. And they're there a lot, and we've been able to do some additional marketing. And then my other son and his wife, they do a lot of the social media. So they do a lot of our social media marketing.
You got a great team then.
So I have a great team, right? We all have our niche. We all have the little things that we're good at. And one of the beauties about this operation too is it's in an old eclectic house in Edwardsville. So. And I've thought about expanding several times, but people really, really like the atmosphere. You really feel like it's not like it's like going to a mom and pop restaurant versus a fast food restaurant.
Right.
So we are actually kind of the mom and pop spa. You walk into a door, through a door, you're greeted. We have it all decorated for Christmas. If you buy one of the packages, you get to pick an envelope off the tree, so you might get another value, a coupon. We make jewelry. We make essential oil infused Epsom salts with the same grade Epsom salts that we put in the tank, so you could win those things. So there's we have a lot of extras, and every room is kind of it's a private room when you go in for your experience. So you're not experiencing this sauna with a bunch of people. You're not experiencing the float with a bunch of people.
Right.
You're experiencing it's your very own unique experience. So whatever you get out of it is what you get out of it.
Well, and that's what's so cool about this, and that's why I'd highly encourage everyone, because I was a denier of the float packages and everything that comes with it. But I mean, it's really a great opportunity, and you're right. You aren't feeling weird with a bunch of people around you. You're just able to experience it for yourself. And I wanted to ask you, I mean, going through all this, and with you, obviously being a referee for soccer and doing so much with soccer, whether it's the game and your sons were players, and I played with Kyle, and he was on the ambush I saw last year or the year prior.
And this year too.
He
signed another contract.
Well, that's cool. And so basically my question is, how do you manage to kind of get all this together and still do as much as your guys are doing with soccer, and you're now a sports agent doing all this? And I want to ask you about the referee thing, because that's cool. We'll ask you that after.
Okay, perfect. No, I think it's just a balance. I think that's why I think adding the kids was actually an effective balance for me. Yeah. They all had a vested interest in or that now they have a vested interest, but they, we're very supportive as a family, so everybody helped each other, but once I actually signed them on as owners, we all kind of, got our parts. Tyler's a social media marketing person as a career. Kyle, as you said, is, playing for the Ambush, just graduated from college. Everybody has advanced degrees. So we're just really using all our tools to try to make this the best thing possible, because I did buy it on a whim. I just started, I really did. I looked at the numbers, and the owner, I did some freelance marketing for him first, and I was actually making some money for him, but for 4 weeks. And I looked at the numbers and I went, oh my gosh, there's so much I could do with this. And we really have. It's been very successful. I really haven't lost any money doing it.
Wow.
So it's, yeah, I know. So it's a again, but the
Right.
concept is to keep it small, diversify ourselves, from a marketing standpoint. And marketing, it really has been the key in keeping it clean and professional, and just a great atmosphere for everybody.
Well, and what I just think is the bigger part of this is that you guys have a very, Float's a recognizable name, but it's run by a local family who has invested so many years and time into a community like you guys have. That really ties the story together, and it takes all the aspects. And you've given me quite a many yellow cards, so I probably could use the float room maybe before some of those games, but that's okay. We have it now.
It's okay. We have a history, but it's a good history.
It is, and it's all fun. But maybe I should have used that before some of those games. It would have calmed down a little bit.
Calmed down. You're right. You could have went to the float first, and then we wouldn't have this relationship here.
That's fantastic. Well, and I'm going to ask you about the soccer stuff in a second, but we got to pay some bills if that's okay. Take a break.
Yeah, absolutely.
10:23, quick break. We're coming back on this 6th day of September. It's been a long day. It's December, Karen. It's December, CJ. And we'll be back with more of our daily show right after this in downtown Alton.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
If you like to get out and go with a friend riding shotgun, the Z-Force line of sports side-by-sides are the perfect machines for you. Whether exploring the backcountry or racing down the trails, these beasts flat out give you more without having to pay for more. Life's too short to stay home.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
I want to come right back. Here we go, 10:26. On the 6th day of December, and we got a lot of people asking some questions, a lot of texts, and we appreciate them, 618-759-7469. But let's take a break from the float in here for a second, because something that you talked about right when you came in that I think is so cool is what you're doing now with officiating and these speeches you're giving, and finding a way to kind of help some officials go through some I guess some therapy type of thing, because and this isn't a joke. I mean, what referees and officials at any sport and at any level, the higher you get, the worse it gets, have to go through from the sidelines some of the players, some of the coaches. It gets a little stressful. Talk to us about that work.
It does get stressful, and and of course, CJ was kind of a source of my stress for a little bit. I just want to mention that.
True.
Just want to mention that. So about 5 years ago, I was same thing at a seminar and asked a question about in a sports psychology related seminar. Asked a question related to officials, and the director said to me, "Why are you asking that question?" And I said, "Well, I've had a long career as a soccer official. I've been in a lot of stressful situations, sometimes demotivating situations,
Right.
and I always tried to figure out like why I had that confidence, how I got it, what was my it factor that allowed me to just manage those things. That confrontation didn't bother me. What tools did I actually have?" And so she said to me, "We really should go on this journey with sports psychology." And so we did. And I ended up getting another degree, so a master's degree. Wrote a thesis on how stress, motivation, and confidence affected a referee's ability to manage a game. Out of that, I started to do other research studies and really centering around stress and how to manage stress, and then give officials the effective tools to manage that stress on the field. So, for example, if you make an incorrect call, what do you do? Do you have a breakdown? And of course, my biggest incorrect call in my life was on Fox at the Final Four. 17,000 people, North Carolina Florida State against Notre Dame. And I made a mistake, and I had FIFA ARs, and I asked them, "Hey, what did you see? What did you see?" Nothing. So nobody could tell me anything. So I made what I thought was the best decision, and then when the ball went out of bounds, the replay over my head showed that it was not the best decision.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. That was my legacy. That was kind of my legacy, and the player had won the Herman Award that I kind of screwed up the call for her. But that's okay.
But it's part of it.
But it's part of it, right? It's part of it. So how I handled it after, though, I just completely recovered, and that's right. And so, there's techniques like thought stopping and parking, positive imagery. I have something that I carry with me. It's cards that one of my mentors gave to me with my name on them. And I look at that, and then I wear a T-shirt that my grandfather gave to me when I first started. So I have memories. So you look at things, right, and that's how you stop your thoughts. You stop those negative thoughts, and you just and you remember, hey, I'm a really good referee. So I developed this program. It's called The Official's Mind, and that's where I do a lot of research studies. I have a website. I'm getting ready to launch a podcast. I write for a magazine. And I give a lot of speeches in the area and actually out of the area to sports officials to help actually train them on how to continue to stay confident, how to build that confidence. When you're thinking about quitting or, when you get burned out, what do you do when you're feeling that way? And I give them the tools. And so that's been a really good thing. And the de-stressing, my de-stressing philosophies go right along with the float. So that's, something that's I would recommend. Right. So, that's really, I have a whole holistic approach, I think, to healing. And I think the float and, and all my research and all my speeches with, de-stress, I don't think it's about popping a pill. I think it's about resetting.
Exactly.
It's resetting your mind and resetting your body and, that, and making your mind and body work together for success.
Well, and too, to me, it's great for officials and that's what it's geared for, but I'm thinking just anyone in general that's a business owner or making those decisions that affect the greater whole of, the game or the teams that are playing in it. That can go for everybody, and what you're doing is just impressive. You're building a little bit of an empire, Karen.
You know what? Hey, that's what I'm trying to do. And I spent a lot of time as an official, right? So I achieved a ton as an official. I've done the international matches, the Final Fours, the big men's games. I had a little bit of a stint in USL, MLS, MASL. So I really had those things. So I had a very successful career, and I really wanted to give something back. I spent 7 years working a full-time job and thought it was okay, got my kids through college, but I really wanted to go back to what I loved. And this is what I love. And so I, purchased the float and, started down this venture, got my sports agent license, and I'm really helping some players. I have one local girl who played at SIUE who I think she's going to be signed a big contract really soon. So I'm really excited about that. It's what I'm passionate about. It's what I love. It's what I know. It's what I've lived. And I think I can not only help people, but I'm so motivated and so excited. And it all kind of goes hand in hand.
Without a doubt. And that's what I was kind of circling back to. And I think you segued it perfectly is, you could have gone anywhere with this. You've had such no sugarcoating here, no patronizing, but had a great career as a referee. You did a lot of really great things. Why Edwardsville? Was it just where you're from and where the family's located, so let's keep it here?
No, actually, I'm actually from a small town in New York called Tonawanda.
Oh, wow.
So it's where the Niagara River meets the Erie Canal, pours over Niagara Falls between the two Great Lakes. They have summertime is the most beautiful place. Most beautiful place. In the winter, if you don't play hockey or ski, you want to run. You want to get out of there. They just had some lake effect snow, so I wasn't able to go for the beginning of Thanksgiving. I had to go afterwards, but I say I was displaced by marriage. So my now ex-husband played for the St. Louis Ambush, and when we were on our honeymoon, he was traded to we lived in Buffalo, and he was traded to the St. Louis Ambush. So I moved here. I got displaced, but we were able to again. We have what's now called Jamie Swanner's Keeper Corner, where we brought charity organizations in to ambush games, 20 tickets, entertain them. Andy Bennis, former Cardinal, came in and to some of our events, so he sat with some of the kids, and we've had these just great organizations that have come in. The Brain Injury Organization, Central Institute for the Deaf, Friends of Kids with Cancer, and so we're doing that. So now we've changed that over into Kyle's name, so we just call it the Swanner Corner. So now with the current ambush, and my son's playing for the ambush, now we have the Swanner Corner, and we're doing the same thing. We bring in organizations. So again, I have my hands in lots of things, but that's how I got here. And both my kids were born here, and we really have a vested. My husband was here. Grew up here, and so we just stayed in the area, and we're able to build some things. And I think that's how I got the opportunity to referee all over the country by living in the middle of the country too. I think if I would have stayed in New York, that wouldn't have been the case. And it's become my home now. Home for my children. We lived in O'Fallon, Missouri for a little bit. We moved to Edwardsville, but now we have a lot of we have our foot in a lot of things in this area.
So cool. All right, let's circle back here. The holiday specials, a sale's already ongoing, and you guys could take advantage of this with a couple of weeks left until the Christmas season with the holiday specials. The float package, massage package, sauna package. There's individual packages. There's a couples float if you need to de-stress with the loved one, and additional holiday deals too. Let's go back through them. How can we take part of these deals? Do we just show up? Can we buy anything online, or is it just all through calling you guys and still into the brick and mortar?
Okay, so a couple ways. You can call us, and you cannot buy them online because we have these pretty little gift certificates that are all designed. They're laminated. You can put them in an envelope, and you can give them to your loved one or friend as a card. So you actually have to come in to get them, or you can call us, and we will mail them to you if you want to buy one. So you can call us, give your credit card, and we will actually mail that to you. Best way is to come in, because if you come in, we have a Christmas tree sitting in by the door, and if you buy one of our holiday packages, you can also grab an envelope from the Christmas tree, and that will give you some kind of additional discount or gift or something. And it's great. A lot of people are having fun with that Christmas tree. We also sell jewelry, and we also sell with our with the special grade Epsom salts that we use. We put essential oil infused, and we have some special ones for Christmas. We have 5 different kinds altogether. And if you come in and mention The Daily Show and CJ and buy a holiday package, we will give you a free bag of salts.
There you go. You're welcome. See, look at that. The gift that keeps on giving. Karen Swanner and FLOAT Edwardsville. Karen, anything else you want to say before I let you go for now?
No, hopefully we'll see you at the float. Thank you very much, CJ. I really appreciate it. This has been a great business, and if you have never tried it, it will change your life. It will change your life. I mean, with all the antagonistic stuff between CJ and I, we're friends now, and that's because of the float.
You guys have no idea. That's the truth. Karen, thank you so much, and seriously, best of luck with everything. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
10:35 on this 6th day of December. Quick break. We'll come right back with more of our daily show right after this in downtown Alton.